Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my labor and delivery story, and as you can see I have little Charlotte right here. She's wide awake right now and she's a little fussy, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this video. What happened? What happened? Yeah, are you excited? She's about 2 weeks old now, so she's getting bigger and bigger, and it's just insane because she's still so tiny to me. And yeah, so if you guys want to hear the rest of the story, please keep watching. So my due date was the 25th, and that day came and went, and I was just waiting around for anything to happen, you know, my water to break, me to feel contractions. I honestly thought my water would break first before anything, and the day just went, and that was it. So everyone was telling me, you should just start walking, you should do this, you should do that. You know, you hear all these different kind of myths and you're just like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna try it. So my due date was Black Friday, and me and my boyfriend we went Black Friday shopping. That might sound crazy. Some people might be like, oh, why would you do that? That's just insane. You're pregnant, you're 9 months pregnant, it's your due date. But you know, I actually had like a lot of energy for being 9 months pregnant. I was okay, I was good. I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk around for a bit, see what I can handle. I was only walking for around 2 hours because that was pretty much all I could handle at that moment. And so that was it. The day went, it was over, and then the 26th came around, and it was around 8 p.m. or so, I would say. I started feeling like these weird pains, and it wasn't as intense as I would have thought it was. That might sound totally, I don't know, maybe it was just my pain tolerance, because I know some people explain these pains horribly, and surprisingly it was not what I expected. I would have thought it would have been way worse, and it was okay. Not okay, it was not okay. It was pretty bad still, but it was manageable for me, you know? So I have my app, my baby bump app, and I started using that to kind of time the contractions, and they were 5 minutes apart. And my boyfriend was like, okay, we should probably go to the hospital. You seem like you're in pain. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I wanna handle the pain until I just cannot do it anymore, and then go to the hospital, because I want to be comfortable in my own home. I don't want to be in the hospital for hours and days, and I don't know. I hear these crazy stories about people being in labor for about 20 hours or more, and it's just, that scares me. I'm not good with hospitals, so that was that. I tried to take a nap, I tried to go to sleep, and I woke up around 4 a.m. and I was not having it. I was like, wow, these pains are so bad. And once again, my boyfriend was like, let's go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm hungry. I know I'm not gonna be able to eat once I get to the hospital, so we gotta eat right now. So he goes to Jack in the Box at 4 in the morning, comes back, brings me food, and we're just sitting there, and I'm like, no, I cannot eat this. It was too much for me. I did not want to eat it. It was gross. I don't know. The pain was just coming and going, and I just kind of wanted to rest more. So once again, I took a nap, and I woke up around 8 a.m. So it had already been 12 hours that I was having contractions, and I was like, okay, maybe now it's time to go to the hospital. So we get to the hospital around 9 o'clock, and the nurses are checking me, and they're like, okay, we're gonna just see how dilated you are and track your contractions. Honestly, I was like, there's no way that I'm dilated, because my past few appointments, every time I had went, zero dilated, was not opening, nothing. So I was just like, they're gonna send me home, maybe these contractions aren't real, maybe. Sure enough, they checked me, and I was 6 centimeters dilated. It was just insane. My boyfriend looked at me and he's like, I told you so. I knew you were gonna be dilated, I knew it. And I was just freaking out. I was like, this is actually happening. So it was the 27th, the morning of the 27th, and they were like, okay, so we're gonna admit you, and you're gonna have this baby today. And I was just, I didn't know what to say. I was surprised that I made it to 6 centimeters without going insane, completely insane. So they admit me, and they asked me if I want the epidural, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to handle this as much as possible. I wanted to try to go as natural as possible, and so they were like, okay, if you want to have the epidural, let us know. And then my nurse called the doctor and he wanted to speak to me, and I was like, okay. So they passed me the phone and he's like, yeah, I think you should get the epidural. You're a first-time mom. I think it'll help. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, do I want to keep going with this pain? And so I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And then the nurses come back and check me about an hour later, and they're like, okay, you're 7 centimeters dilated. And by that time, my contractions were getting a little more intense, I guess you can say. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the epidural. That's it. So I got it. And honestly, it was not as bad as I thought it was. Once again, maybe I really do have a high pain tolerance because I've heard some horror stories, and really when they put the needle or whatever they put in my back, I just kind of felt like a shooting pain, like it was kind of going down my back, and it didn't feel like a poke, you know? The contractions are way worse, so I guess that's what makes it a little more manageable. You're having those contractions and it's like, okay, this is nothing. So the epidural, I got it around 10 or 11 o'clock, so it was like 2 hours after I had got to the hospital, and I was okay, I was chill. And then about 15-20 minutes later, it started kicking in. My entire body was just numb, and I was like feeling good, you know, gonna try to do my makeup or something. That didn't really work out. I was really tired. And I don't know if it was the food, the Jack in the Box that I had a little earlier, because like I said, I only ate a little bit, but I just felt really sick, and of course they didn't let me eat. My food was ice chips. That was my diet. As you all know, I started throwing up, and sorry if this is TMI, but yeah, I started throwing up. It wasn't a lot. I mean, I was okay. And then my mom got there, my boyfriend's mom and his sister, and everything was just chill, you know. I was gonna take a nap, and I was like, okay, gonna go to sleep. And the nurses kept coming back in to check on me to see if I was more dilated, to check on my contractions, and they were like, wow, your contractions are just staying the same. It wasn't getting more frequent like it should. So my doctor recommended I get Pitocin, or I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I don't know, okay? So basically he wanted me to take this medicine to boost my contractions, to make them more intense, stronger, get the labor started, you know? So it was about 7 hours later. It was around 4 o'clock. My doctor was like, okay, we're gonna get ready to start pushing soon. And I was like, what? This is just all happening so fast, so crazy. And honestly, my whole labor was really, really fast. And the story, that's why the story might not be like, oh my god, legit, like crazy. It was nothing crazy, honestly. It was a really like textbook-like birth, which is insane. And yeah, it was around 6 o'clock. It was around 5 o'clock. My doctor showed up and he's like, okay, we're gonna have this baby. And I'm like, what? It's crazy. I don't know. I feel like reality just hadn't hit me still. Like, I'm about to give birth. I'm about to have a baby. And I was terrified because the epidural was still, you know, in full motion, full swing. I couldn't feel anything. And I was just like, how am I gonna know if I'm pushing this baby out? How? It's scary. It's around 5:30-ish, 5:30 something. And they come in. I start pushing. And the doctor was like, okay, I don't know. For me, it was really scary because, like I said, I didn't know if I was pushing or not. I didn't even know what they were moving my legs around, and I didn't even know what was going on. So my boyfriend was right there, his mom and my mom, and yeah, they were all just telling me like, come on, just push. And then about 5 minutes after pushing, Charlotte came. I would have never pictured my labor being that easy, I guess you can say. I don't want to say easy because any labor is still, you know, it's terrifying. You're going through these painful contractions and you go through a lot, really, but my labor was fairly easy, simple, and I did have a tear. I believe it was a 2nd-degree tear, and they stitched me up. Once again, I did not feel anything, and it was just crazy. I feel like everything happened so quickly, and I'm so blessed though, honestly. Charlotte is such an amazing little girl. I want to make so many more videos. It's just really hard because she's only 2 weeks old right now and she's still a little cranky, getting used to things, well, you know, adjusting to everything. And I have so many more videos in mind to make with her, vlog with her maybe, but for now, this video is probably going to seem really short and I apologize for that, but I promise there will be more videos up in the future with Charlotte. This is just a really quick video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!